Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We'll be starting here shortly. I didn't realise I had my mic unmuted. I was going to make a dramatic entrance, but I've buggered it up now. We'll get going here. And just going to start the game of 2 suckaroonies. There we go. Hey, doing that, Icy? Good to have you. Hello there, Jonathan Glantz. Good to see you, my friends. Withdrawal. I was thinking, okay, what do I want to do? I could paint some more Napoleonics, or I could do the turn replay. And I thought, you know, I'll do the turn replay and then paint some Napoleonics. And then at least I don't feel bad. Oh dear. Okay, I'm trying to recall what we were. Well, I transferred some aircraft, some exits, some 2 zeros to the north to grilled cheese. That's intriguing. To prepare for a offensive against Rangoon, really. Hey, doing that, Van? Good to have you, my friend. Good to have you, good to have you. Yeah, something intriguing. I'm not entirely sure if there's going to be any major action today. Hey, doing that, Alex? Good to have you, my friend. Always good to see you all together. So we'll see here, then. Yeah, no, right, Zerif. The issue with that, Zerif, is the fact that it crashed on me. But I think I'll probably do a stream of that later on. It seems really intriguing. It's a hell of a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, actually. I have decided I do need to do a little bit more content. I've been kind of just like being lazy for a while, so I might as well get some more done. Hey, doing that, Keith? Oh, what? 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 So, I-160 here. Launched torpedoes at the S-39, who was on the surface, but it was a hit but no explosion. Are you kidding me? Amazing. Okay, that's a hell of a way to start out. Oh, that's awesome there, Jonathan. Not great regarding the PSU, though. Oh, we are clearing mines over here at Buna, which is good. Yes, we should have our bombardment task force actually available at Rebalvan shortly. Still clearing the mines. It's actually put quite a few... Oh, no. Sweep A mine, sweep A mine. Sweep 6 mines. Okay, so there's actually quite a few mines over here at Buna then. He has used a remarkable amount of them, in fact. Yeah, I know, right. Right, so we are seeing reports over here then. Submarine reported, supposedly. Oh, that was so lucky, though. I mean, that would have been nice to have taken out a Allied submarine with torpedoes. That would have been just a nice little bit of irony there. Man. Oh, well. What can we do? What can we do? Nice way to begin, though. Nice way indeed. Obviously, it would have been better had they actually blown up, but we'll see. Okay. So we're still transitioning with the MKB to the Dutch East Indies area. We're really starting to actually increase our air power in that area. So we've seen, interestingly, submarines out of Port Moresby. We saw those last time. He's still looking to... It still looks like he's pulling things out there. Yes, it is indeed there, Jonathan. It is a Hearthvine 2, Hearthvine 3. I've got some Panzer Corps 2 in there. Interesting, so by Rhode Island. And... what else do I have in there? Oh, I've got a little bit of close combat in there as well, actually. Well, I think that's about it, yeah. There we go. Okay, so, few hits in the natural runway. Interestingly, no cap over Surabaya. I don't fully trust that, because it feels like it could be a potential trap, but we'll continue there. Small amount of bombers, heavy amount of fighters, we'll see. So we are once again beginning to bomb Singapore. I'm beginning slowly here. I don't want to send too much just in case he actually sends something. Unfortunately, he shoots down a few of those there. That's not too bad. We can continue there. Tojo is always late as ever to the party, which is always brilliant. Okay. So we do have our forces moving south towards Nanyang. I believe the mixed brigades will arrive in the hex just to the north of Nanyang, if I recall correctly. And the divisions next to Nanyang, 3 of those divisions should arrive in Nanyang today as well. So ideally we can try and catch him before he moves out, but I think he'll probably move out there. But an interesting move. I mean, it's one of these of... I suppose he's achieved something and actually have those march back, but then again, that doesn't make that much of a difference. Ryuyo Maru goes down, unfortunately. I imagine she's probably one of those hit by the bombs there. So we see some PTs out there, spotted by the G4M1s there. Okay. Interesting, I'm not seeing mines being listed at Buna. Could be wrong. We did see submarines near the MKB. Okay. Now, we will have a second attack at Palembang today. I do not envision success. I think it will be worse casualties than the first time around, but we do have 3 Naval Guard units on their way. I believe, did I send them to transit through the Java Sea? I can't quite recall actually at this moment in time, but potentially so. Though they might be transitioning through the Celebes area, through the Sulu Sea, I think it is, and then into the South China Sea and towards that area there. Okay. Is it possible to, in this game, to invade USA as Japan? Yes, you can do it. I wouldn't advise it. Okay, being intercepted there. We did increase our altitude, but it looks like he's actually flying potentially fighters over there. But they are being escorted, so it shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it was my bloody mistake by forgetting to actually put them in the right combat mode. Well, put them in combat mode. But oh well. Hey, doing that, Racer? Good to have you, my friend. It sounds like something else just sank there, which is intriguing. Right, land attack. Pretty quick turn then so far. Not really much in the air. We do have another attack over here at Singapore then. Again, this... I don't see this one being successful. Not that any of them have really been tremendously successful. But we'll see how this goes. I just want to try and inflict some casualties here. We are awaiting the 38th Division marching down from Sing to Singapore, which will be the final nail in the coffin of Singapore there. So it's not going to take too long. Theoretically, yes. Well, that's it, isn't it, really? I'm going to speed this up. Yes, I believe the US get a good couple of reserves, a good couple of divisions, and I think one of them's even an armor division, which is you don't really want to mess with. Especially as Japan, as you do not really have much in the way of AT. Right, so 5th Division there. AV dropped a little bit. So it's the 27th Australian Brigade that's really holding the line here at this moment in time. Those Australians are proud fighters, doing very well there. Okay. I'm gonna hazard a guess at 5k casualties, perhaps. How you doing there, Richard? Good to have you, my friend. Down to 2. Okay. So, near enough. I was close. 4.5 casualties there. Not too bad. Mostly disabled over here, then 425 disabled isn't particularly great there. But we do have a 38th Division on its way, so that's good news. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Oh, right, that's actually pretty good there. So we had 17 destroyed, 1 destroyed, 9, 42 there, but 1 destroyed, 2 destroyed. So overall, not too many. Obviously, the disabled's not great, but we do have a 38th Division moving in here. He has had 37 squads destroyed there, 32 non-combatant destroyed, 4 destroyed, 12 destroyed, 11 destroyed there. That's good news. 151 disabled, 76 disabled. The issue is it's so bloody difficult to fight. I mean, this is the difficulty. When you are actually the aggressor and you're on the offensive, you have to... You don't get that AV. What I mean by that is, like, once a unit is actually disabled, you don't have that AV to attack with. But when you're defending, it's like you still have AV. But even when they're disabled, I don't think they fight as well, but they still fight. It's difficult still. But we are getting there. Once the 38th arrives, then we'll be able to finish it off. So he was at fort level 2. Right, so we reduced them to 2. So he was at level 3, actually. Okay, so he was at level 3, so we reduced that down to 2 then. So the 38th Division will be on the way. We'll step up the bombing campaign against Singapore, and then we'll be able to finally bring Singapore to an end. Let's see, how do we do over here at Palembang? So, seeing the KNIL battalion there. Garrison battalion, it looks like. This one's going to be interesting. Because we did attack yesterday, I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do today. We will have to rest then, really no choice tomorrow, but we'll see how things go. Yeah, Singapore wasn't too bad. Most of those can obviously be recovered there, which is nice. Obviously we do have the replacements there, which is quite good too. Right, we'll speed this up and see how we do then. Right, so we do not take it, which is not too surprising. 480 casualties, so we have no destroyed, just disabled here. That's a good result there. So, right, Japanese assault odds, fort level 1 there. That fort level's really... Wow, I expected it to be higher, but I'm glad it's not. So, yeah, not a very deadly battle there. 36 disabled, we have 1 destroyed, 33 disabled. So, 2 guns destroyed there. So what we're going to have to do then is recover... We do have more men that can actually attack, so we will be able to get... I don't know, we might be able to deal with that. He doesn't have that much in the way of assault value. We also do need additional assault value here to properly finish that. But it looks like it can be done. So I'm bombarding over here, but I'm going to continue... I know I said it wasn't going to do that, but I'm going to continue bombardment until I have this 65th in position at Gagayan, and then we can go for a deliberate attack. I just want to try and see if we can try and use a bit of supply. Like, we don't have a huge amount of supply in Mindanao, but he's going to have less, I'd imagine. He's only got this base now. There's this base over here as well, but that's not connected. See what the results are. So 16 casualties, only 2 disabled there, which is absolutely fine. Yeah, we're getting to that point now. We'll be able to overwhelm him with a couple of deliberate attacks. So we do have a shock attack against the elusive war area. I'm just trying to finish this bloody thing off. Like, why this hasn't surrendered is beyond me, but we'll make it surrender at some point. I can't wait until it's gone. Please surrender. Oh, thank God! Jesus, that's only taken forever to force that to surrender. There's only 94 men in it. Amazing. As we are launching a deliberate attack over here at Kuching. They don't have a lot of assault value, but I'm just trying to nick away at it, really. I will send a reinforced naval guard unit in the near future, but I want to try and nick away at that. He doesn't have that much. So for level 2, 41 casualties there. We inflict 35, so yeah, not exactly a decisive battle. We have a allied bombardment attack over here in the north, so he's got a couple calls then, which is intriguing. He likely will attack tomorrow. I think I do have another brigade actually moving in here then. Hey, doing that LCB, good to have you, my friend. Not a tremendous amount. We did have fairly okay attacks at Singapore and Palembang actually, which is nice. We do, yes, I'm going to be launching bombardment attacks at Ambon. The reason being, we can resupply the actual base. We can resupply our forces with, well, supply. He can't. So we'll make him use his supply of an attack. So we do have our deliberate attack over here at Port Blair. It looks like he's reinforced it over here with a Viper Force. And I really messed this up by not actually having them in the right mode. And I'm going to regret that. Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, this is it. It's like, in fairness, I could have said, could I retake the turn? But there's no point doing that. So it looks like we might lose those paratroopers there due to my mistake. I'll go get a whip and whip myself later on, so I'm sure some people will be mad. But ah well. I'm going to say it happened. It is annoying. It is annoying, but I'm going to make him bloody well pay for it. That is really quite annoying. Oh well. This is it. It's annoying. I do find that rather annoying, because it's one of those of we would have taken it if I put it in the right effing mode, but oh well. I don't think he'll be able to drive me off Port Blair. If so, then I can just replace that unit. It takes time, but oh well. I guess I paid my bloody mistakes of playing 2 games at once. Right, they need to be filled with garrisons there. Okay, we didn't take a lot of casualties. We'll just have to deal with it then. We're big boys, we'll manage it. Okay, how are we doing here then? So they still have 28 assault value, so the unit isn't far from rank. That disruption is not exactly great. So I'll just have them remain on... It's intriguing that he got them in so fast. He must have flown them in here. There's so many ships over here. We need to blow these all out of the water. It's honestly driving me mental that we just... That bloody unit there is a pile of crock of shit. Right, so we'll be there tomorrow. That better surrender, otherwise I'm going to be rather annoyed. Bangkok's having some issues with supply. It seems to... Oh no, it's a garrison. I always say it's supply, don't I? Oh wow, we had a lot of actual damage there. That's not exactly great. Yeah, that's the annoying part. Because I sent these units out to deal with this pile of shite. I got some damage here from the actual... That's rather irritating. Well, I do have engineers that will repair that. That's actually rather amazing about Bangkok. Okay. Totally love this game. Totally enamored with this campaign. Right, let's take a look over here then. So 7, 18, 22, 7. How are we doing then assault value wise? We have 221 then. Could we continue the attack? 18, 22. I might be able to get away with another attack there. Possibly. Let's see. So they're heading back over here then. Right, how are we doing over here then? So supply needs to recover then, which is fine. Yeah, bridge to be built. So yes, a lot of disruption there. We're going to have to await those forces. So 38th is on the way. Not arrived here as of yet. What I'm going to do is actually move these 2 army commands into Singapore as well. The reason being that I can actually use their support to help rebuild our forces sooner rather than later. Also, having that additional support is going to be quite handy, so we'll get them to move into Singapore there. Right, 38th is on the way. So they'll be in the Hex here tomorrow, so 2 days then into Singapore. Still unloading some elements of heavy artillery, but we can get them marching as well now. Yeah, officers do not work. I'm so annoyed about Paul Blair, though. God. And this is it. It's annoying. But I can't moan, can I? And I suppose I could have asked for a turn back, but then it's a bit like, well, it's not his fault. And he is using... Well, this is it. Mistakes happen, don't they? Right. Let's see. So I have the A6M2s over here, then. 24, 23 fatigue. I did have them. Why are they're set to sweep with their resting, so they did have a turn of rest. And we have 8 zeros in the actual reserve pool here at this moment in time. There's a couple over here at Saigon, there's a couple over here at Johor. Yeah, in my camps, indeed. Right, so these are... Whereabouts is this? This is Saigon. So we'll have you transferred to Bangkok then. Right, move to Bangkok. Okay. Paul Blair's going to have to deal with it. How you doing there, Stanislav? Good to have you, my friend. Paul Blair's going to have to just deal with itself for the time being. If they get destroyed, then they get destroyed. It's my own bloody fault for doing that. It's not that many. They're units that can be remade. Rebuilt, sorry. Right, you're over here to Makassar. So can have you transferred out here then. Can you make it to Saigon? Might be a little bit too far in fairness. So I'm going to have them transferred over here to Johor to begin with. Have them then play some rest. So 30-30, sorry, 35-30 there. Okay, let's see. I will check on the actual submarines over here. Okay. So I'm not seeing any detection. We do have a couple down here as well. I'm not seeing detection over any of them in this moment in time, but it does have a habit of almost being random in naval search. It doesn't seem to believe in it. He's got a couple of these BT boats over here, but that's fine. We have more than enough supply here. Turn that upgrade off. I might launch another attack, but I think it's probably worthwhile to rest a day and then attack tomorrow. Right, over here, they're obviously going to rest. 28. Disruption 27, 28 fatigue, so they need to rest a little bit. Okay, they need to be finished off. How's the 65th made it yet? 65th is here, so 65th will arrive tomorrow then. Okay. So, 4187. I could attack tomorrow then. We could have it set to a deliberate attack. The 65th will arrive tomorrow. Let's take a look at the roads. It is, it should be moving on to major roads, so they will arrive tomorrow. Let's see, 26 fatigue here. They're planning for Cagayan, but they're going to be in combat mode when they arrive tomorrow. Excuse me. So I'm going to set this to a deliberate attack for tomorrow then. Right. Then we'll have a 65th reinforcement there. I don't imagine it succeeds, but I want to try and get an idea of how much supply he has. I cannot imagine he has much. So we'll try and push him over the tipping point and finally secure Cagayan after all those mistakes there. Right. Okay. So take a look at China then. So we did move out of the Hex here. He still has his forces over here. I do have his brigade here. His brigade's in a difficult position because it is likely going to be attacked tomorrow, but that is ×3 terrain. Now, if I take a look over here, these guys are only just beginning their march. So they're not going to arrive here in time. So he'll probably be able to beat us back here. Yeah, he'll likely be able to beat us back. But that's going to cost him as well. That's a good commander. It's a pretty fresh brigade. It's pretty much fresh to go. It's 210 ×3, so that's going to be about, what, 630-ish AV there, which is not too bad. We do have headquarters nearby. So he will probably, I don't know, he could probably win. He might be able to push us out the Hex. He could obviously cause some casualties, but that's going to cost him as well. So I'm happy with that situation. Let him attack if he's going to attack. Attacking in ×3 terrain is never a good idea. Oh, that is very interesting. So they're here, but they're likely going to pull out tomorrow. Right, we have our forces over here then, so they can remain here in position. They are in wooded, rough terrain, which is ×3. So what we can do then is we can actually order a deliberate attack here tomorrow. It's not going to catch the actual forces that are here, I'd imagine, because they'll likely move outside the base. But it will secure Nanyang for us. The 59th Division, I believe it is marching now. They're still unpacking, but they're going to begin marching shortly. He has his forces over here. It's going to be intriguing, really, because obviously this is clear terrain here, so he might fall back across the river, and he might move over here. He might just move there, which is okay, let him do as he pleases. I'm not going to really chase over there. We might look to try and hit him here, but I'm not... It's one of those. We'll see how it occurs, really, what really goes on. We can't really bother chasing him, because if we chase him over here, okay, we might be able to catch him in the clear, but then he's going to move into the wooded rough terrain, and then it's just, yeah, it's not particularly worth it. We'll see what we can do. If we can blood him, that's nice. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll take Nanyang. He'll probably attack this unit, but I wouldn't have had forces in position there anyhow, so that's not too problematic. Okay. So we do have our position here. Our forces in position over here, where there's supposedly one enemy unit. I do have 110th 6th Division. There's 23rd Army here as well. These are pretty good divisions, in fact. So, yeah, low fatigue, low disruption, so they're good shape. What I'll do then is have them put into combat mode and actually go ahead and deliberate attack. So combat, deliberate attack here. Let's make sure they're planning for the proper location. So I'm going to have them actually plan for Kuei Lin. Well, actually, Kuei Lin is clear terrain, I believe. Oh, no, it's wooded terrain, so that's ×2. Liu Chao is the clear. One unit, 3 units over here. It might be worthwhile to actually save that plan and, well, that preparation from like somewhere like Taiyuan or Guiyang. I imagine he's probably going to start deploying individual corps along this path over here, which is not too surprising. Okay, they're back in position here. Yeah, that's been kind of annoying, but what we're going to do then is get some bloody payback. So he has a lot of fighters over here. We've seen a amount of heavy cruisers. We have seen AKs. He's been so bloody bold. A lot of ships in there. Let's take a look at the actual response that we can actually give him. Another one would be to potentially wait a day. Allow fatigue to recover. But we do have Oscars. We do have the zeros. Though in fairness, what I might want to do then is actually just sweep Rangoon. Possibly so. Let's see where the rest of those zeros are. So they're over here at Johor Bahru. So 4 of them can be transferred. So I should be able to get them to Bangkok, which they transfer to Bangkok and obviously reinforce there. So that takes us to 1716. I'm looking at Johor Bahru here, aren't I? Never mind. So we have here then 2 free. That's a decent amount of actual zeros there. Where's the rest of the Yamada detachment? Also Johor Bahru and Pontianak, how we pronounce that. Right. So over there, I can have them transferred to Bangkok then. I think what we'll do then is... We'll take a stock of the actual situation, so I might have them... Let's see. Because that gives us some more zeros. So we're at 110 here then. Obviously minus a 39 as Oscars, but that's still not too bad. I think we absolutely do need to punish him here. If I go for naval attacks, that might be an idea. But if I go for sweep, obviously that means I'll be going in a higher altitude. I think we want to go for a sweep. I'm going to have to, like, confirm the altitude rules regarding... Well, obviously altitude rules with THG just to make sure that we've got all that right. But I'll go with altitude. Right, let's see. 23 fatigue. How are the actual pilots? Okay. Airframes have a decent amount of fatigue. Some of them do. Others are alright. So, I could begin an actual campaign here. It might be potentially worthwhile to hold off until we have a little bit less fatigue. With a little bit less, I should say. So stun these down. Obviously there's a lot there that have been damaged. I can't believe how much I bugged that up. I wish I'd just paid attention to that, but then again, this is a problem. Probably a reason why is to take these slower. Or even potentially pass it on to a successor one day. Right, so we have our salaries here. Okay. Right, I imagine there's going to be a decent amount of pay there. 70 fighters. So what do we have here? Detection is 9 out of 10, so we have good detection. So I think probably a good idea is going to be like to sweep the airfield. I think what we want to do then is cut down on his cap before we actually do go ahead and start striking at his ship in there. We definitely have the means to do so. I do worry about this position because he does have those cruisers there. He may get an idea to actually bombard. They do have 4 level 1 there themselves. This is their own temporary forts. We're up to level 1 fortifications on permanent ones. Nearing level 2. These forces aren't too far away. So they're in the final stage now of actually marching there. Right. They're planned for Rangoon. I could plan them for Mulmian. How do you pronounce that? It's probably not worthwhile. I think what we want to do then is we're going to start a sweeping campaign. Let's see. I could get them some reserves, but that's still a decent amount. Oh, do I want to do that? I'm tempted to just then let them have another day's rest, perhaps. It might be worthwhile to do that, have a rest, and then go for it. 23-24 is probably not the way we want to start this off, is it really? Yeah, so they were escorting over to Port Blair. And we went to the 20k, so it must be that he's got some fighters over there now. That's fine, if he takes them out, okay. It's my own fault. Right, what I'm going to do here then is set a natural cap. We're going to give it another day then. I'm going to actually just have them recover a little bit more. Have them at 10k. 0 cap. Take them off the drop tanks, of course. Actually, I don't even need to do that. Have them as is. 0. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do there, really. I could go ahead and launch something like that this turn, but I think it's worthwhile to give them that time to rest. Try and gain as many numbers as we can, really. Right, there's another 3 over here, then your mount attachment. Do they just transfer in? Yeah, you just transferred in. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. He's actually running search out here, which is impressive. Right, so we see a unit over here then. Obviously because we landed a unit. So we actually have some vision now. Interesting. So then rest and training. So I need to obviously get additional garrison units into Bay. And others as well. Manila needs a larger garrison. Okay, so we can get those. We can do that. We can do that. So let's take a look elsewhere then. So we do have a sub down here. I'm moving more subs down to this area to act as a picket, essentially. They're running patrols along the actual coast here. Okay. So we do see ships out here at Rhode Island. So that looks like an AM. Which is not something I particularly want to mess with this suck, because we always have tremendously bad luck there. Right, I'm not seeing the ships around here at Wallace Island, which is intriguing. I'm not seeing detection over our forces here. Let's see. No, I'm not seeing detection there, so that's good news. We didn't really see as much about sub-report, so he's likely still around this area. Okay. Check over Midway. They return to go refuel. Obviously be used somewhere else where they can actually be useful. So I have a sub here in Midway. I-22. Get her sent back out. Right. Let's take a look at the state of the troops then. So, 56 has enough supply to attack. The engineers still need a little bit more supply. Let's take a look here then. 8 disruption. I mean, they have really low disruption in all honesty. Okay. It might be worthwhile to actually launch an attack there just to probe him. We will have supply transfer. It looks like we have eliminated the mines over here, which is very nice. It seems that way. Right, have them share that fuel, then move back to Rabaul. Okay, plane should see. Right, return to Rabaul. So it looks like we have cleared this area of mines for the time being. He definitely put a lot of mines in there. Let's see combat reports. Can't believe that. I'm so lucky there. Yeah, 630. Was that really it? Was it only 36? It seemed like more. Okay. 8571. It looks like he's repairing some damage actually on the airfield. So he has a decent amount of engineers there. But also he's not going to have any additional fortifications. So, let's take a look at the state of 56. So, it's not too bad, really. It would be great if we had a headquarters over here, really. What do I have? I have Southeast Area Fleet, which is command, which has a radius of 5. So if I could get that shifted up somewhere closer to, like, Boone, I could make use of that. But that's not really practical. It could be done, but I don't think it's really practical. He's marching Rabaul, which, okay, good luck to you, my friend. Yamato has not yet arrived. We'll have it in the future. That's going to be quite good. So, our force has arrived over here. Have they rearmed? Mutsu is rearmed. Yamashiro is rearmed. Issei rearmed. Hyuga rearmed. Right, let's go ahead and just go through this a little bit quicker. Rearmed. Rearmed. Hi. 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 I think they're all rearmed. Oops. Okay, so it looks like the bombardment force is completely rearmed, which is absolutely fantastic news then. I think actually I can just click on it and go, yes, I could have just looked at that in fairness. Yeah, so 100% rearmed, which is absolutely, that's absolutely superb. So, it takes us about 2 days to actually transfer over there. It could be done then. It could be done. I could potentially wait for another bombardment. I think what we want to do then is, I think I will order a deliberate attack. And then what I can do then is actually send out another bombardment force. So by the time it arrives, I mean, that's going to take, what, around about 2 days, give or take? Maybe a little bit longer than 2 days, maybe even 3 days. Then we can actually have our time to rest. They don't have that much in the way of disruption nor fatigue. Fatigue is not... fatigue's about normal, in fairness. It's not a huge amount of assault value, but we'll see what they have. We'll give it a go and see how they do. I should have enough supply by that turn. Should be alright there. 52 here. I could tell them to actually hold supply here, but it'll move naturally. It's a smart system. It's pretty good like that. So we're expanding here then 11%, which is good. I think it just expanded this time. So we have 196 engineers and 4 vehicles, which is very nice. So not too far off there. Rightio. Unloading over here. So I'm unloading engineers. Yeah, Naval Construction Battalion has been unloaded over here to Gazmata, which is going to accelerate the construction of airfields over here to Gazmata, which is exceptionally good. So that's been expanded to level 2. I may expand that a little bit more, but I don't think so. I think level 2 is going to be fine. What I'd like to do then is establish lots of level 2 airfields in the area. Possibly more. Maybe level 4s in the future now, but I don't know. We have some decent ones there. Kopang. Okay. You're here, then we do have a fast transport then. These forces moving towards this base over here. I just need to get engineers down here. AG's moving out over here, then Okikoki. These guys arrived over here, so I can actually have them disbanded. That gives us the ability to rearm those patrol boats. If I take a look, we also have the SW patrols over here, then not being particularly busy at this moment in time. I'm going to continue to bombard here. Let's take a look. So I've got 1478 supply. We'll keep bombarding then until we potentially get an indication that he doesn't have anything. I can't imagine he has much. Okay, I'm unloading supply over here then, which is very good news. You can see that we have a lot of APDs, which is excellent. These guys are probably, it's a size 2 port. I could fit a decent amount of them actually in the port there. But if we take a look over here then, so we have Nav Guards, okay, plenty of aviation. We also have 5th Fleet, which is a big one here. 5th Fleet, obviously being a command, has a radius of 9. That's actually really quite exceptional. Exceptional. It looks like, oh right, yes. I will be able to use torpedoes from here, due to the fact that I have a command. There we go. So I could use torpedoes here if I so wish to do so. Where is the rest of this? Bombardment. Yes, it's finally finished. Excellent news. Move that over there to Benjamin. There we go. We do also have a lot of naval support there now at Benjamin, which is actually going to help us to load and unload pretty quickly. Which is handy. Right. Decent 92 engineers. Okay. So we have aviation support then of 142, which is excellent. So we can do quite a lot. I might have them expand the base, but it's probably going to take too long. Level 3 is actually pretty good. I can do a lower level 3. So what we'll do then is actually consolidate the G3 group over here. So G4 group over here. So rebuild that unit. Right, there we go. Good few G4s in the pool there to make use of. Okay. 9 bombers there. He looks like he stripped that out, in fact. I don't have information over Batavia at this moment in time. Right. Seen an RPG boats over here, which is intriguing. They're moving out there. Maybe not the wisest idea yet. Yeah. There is some AV here. Not a lot. Not worthwhile running that gauntlet again. And we'll have them move into Sinkwang for the time being. How you doing there, Gary? Good to have you, my friend. Okay, we're still moving in there. We'll stand down today, then a Palembang rest. Obviously, we're going to rest over here at Singapore. We did alright. 4.5 casualties, 4.7 casualties. No, it was about 4.5, but obviously him having destroyed... We had a couple destroyed infantry squads, but not tremendous amounts. Obviously him having more destroyed at Singapore is good. So the siege is finally coming to an end then at Singapore, which cannot bloody wait for. Cannot wait for that hellhole to be over. Okay. That's a pain in the arse. We're going to have a unit move down there. Unfortunately, they're not allied. It's a real pain in the arse. I'll get you to move there. I might as well march them. Is it Major Road? No, Jesus. I've not looked at that yet. We'll be looking in a second. Just trying to get a few things done here. Just trying to get a few things. Okay, let's take a look. I've not taken a look at it as of this moment. So 2 L3s, which is not too bad. We don't need to move anything over there to Port Blair right now. J, Catalina goes down. 8 buffaloes. Where are the buffaloes? Oh, I'm blank here. Where were the buffaloes? Yeah. How did he lose those? I'm thinking, wait a minute. 8 buffalo? When did he lose those? That's an odd one. So weird when it says air to air. Okay, that's questionable. That's a very questionable one. Bizarre. Yo-Yo Marie. Goes are nice. I don't dislike them, would have preferred to have kept her alive. Right, Guard Battalion. Let's have the Guard Battalion move as well. Bangkok. I can get some things here. His garrison has been tremendously bad. Right, third and second fleets. Yeah, possibly, actually. That's a good suggestion there, Necro. That's a good suggestion. It's a good job they were escorted, then. It's interesting you don't get to see that. I don't know, I might sweep. I mean, 23 and 24 is not too bad. We might go ahead and start sweeping there. I would have to double check with THG regarding the altitude rules in this game. But probably a good idea. I think what we'd like to do then is just sweep there. I could have the K-43 Oscars actually escort naval strikes. We probably want to do things all together, really, just to push him. I do want to punish him really, really quite a lot. I think I'll set it up to actually launch a strike. I mean, we could probably do with more fighters here, and I could get more there if I so wish to do so. So we did actually bomb Singapore over here, which is good. I did lose 2 actual aircraft to the flak. I've got K-27s there. I could transfer the 11th Sentai, which would be able to arrive there tomorrow. Well, it would arrive this turn and be available tomorrow then, properly. It's got 18 fatigue, so that's not too bad at all, really. Fatigue's actually pretty low on these airframes. I mean, this is it. I'd rather these be zeros, but I can still make use of these guys. I mean, these guys are good for the escorts, and it would allow me to actually have these zeros just, like, completely on sweep, which obviously I'm going to intend to do. I think what I'm going to do then is have the zeros... Yeah, it's probably worthwhile sweeping. I'll have it set up and then I'll have a think over it, really. I think the sooner we target Rangoon, the better, really. Also, I'll have to double check the altitude rules with him. I think we're meant to have it like 1 band above maximum maneuverability, which would be like 16 to 20. But we've been having higher bands, so I do need to check that. I'll have it set to 31 for now, but obviously I'm going to check that. Yeah, I'll check it out with him. I'll have it set to 31 for now, but I'll check it out. I can't remember what the rules were, actually. So I'll set that for the A6 and 2s there. I'm gonna have to go for the strike as well, aren't I? I could go for the Sally strike on the actual airfield, which might not be a bad idea. I might switch. Well, actually, no. I could break up those 0 groups. I could possibly break up one of the 0 groups to ensure that sweeps do go in. As nice as it would be to obviously hit this ship in, I think it's better to actually hit the airfield. So if I can actually take control of the airspace, then we can hit the ship in freely, essentially. He will have a lot of flak here, then. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We could go for that. I'm just thinking, will it split the Oscars too much? I think I'll go for an airfield initially. I don't have actually revealed to him that I have torpedo capability here at this moment in time. But I think we'll go for that small airfield attack to begin with, then. I could go low altitude, but I think I'll stick with about 17 there. We'll just go with a small strike initially. I think we'll put the pressure on his air power. Hitting that shipping would be nice, but hitting the shipping isn't going to really... It's not going to really solve it as such. We'll see what happens. But if I can try and drive him out from Rangoon, that'd be quite good. Once we defeat his fighters there at Rangoon, then we're in a good position there. Right, okay. So we'll go with that. I'm going to even make this about 80, just really minimise the losses there. These guys are going to be escorting. Put them on full escort. We're going to go 17. Right. Over Rangoon. Well, that's it. He can move the ships. I know. I know. That's true. It's true. I mean, we did have an agreement to go over them every now and then, so I'll just frame it in that. It's always good to just be correct, really, isn't it? Okay. Oh, bugger it, we'll go for a naval strike. I do want to sink his, I do want to sink that stuff. Just have them continue to rest, and yeah, we'll go for a naval strike then, bugger it. Really want to hurt him. So we'll go for a small one of about 30% there. Oopsie. Do I need search? It's probably a good idea to have some search. I'll have 10, 70 there, leaving 30 available for a strike. That's 9, so that's no problem. Right, we'll go with that. What I'm going to do then is actually transfer these additional Oscars up there. Damn, that supply's low. Can they make it to Bangkok today? Ah, not today. Well, that's an enforced rest there. I know, that's fine, Jonathan. I mean, the entire point of these streams is to have a discussion, so don't feel bad about it, man. Everyone's got a valid opinion. Alright, they're moving. Well, yeah, exactly. So I think we'll launch a limited strike over here then against these actual shipping. There's some heavy cruisers over here that'd be nice to hit. I suppose the beauty is obviously that we are going in there. The issue is we're going in at 8k, but we'll see. The Oscars are going to be quite maneuverable at that altitude. Ideally, the actual, yeah, have them just set like that. Let's see. I'll just set 10 as a cap. Just so we have something as a cap. Possibly move something else in the near future. Yeah, I can imagine, Gary. You've been a busy boy. Okay. Right, we have our forces over here then. Yeah, sure, you get a promotion to private first class. Comes with a pay benefit. Yeah, peon to peon. Okay. Right, taking that naval guard there. The tanks, that's good. So, level 2. Building from that level 1 to level 2, which is going to be good. Jesus. So we're nearly at level 4 over here, which is good. Rhode Island. Okay. I've not seen the intersection of the subs. So as bad as it is regarding Port Blair, I don't think he'll be able to defeat us per se. That disruption is pretty bad. So Chamber has moved in additional forces, but he still has to drive us off the island. But if he dies, then that's my fault. I paid the sins of playing too many campaigns at once, and I'll take that. Okay. They continue to move. We should have our forces over here as well. So yes, we do have the armored forces over here. I would say it would be far quicker to actually just move them than to rail them. Though saying that, there is some nasty terrain here, so probably is... Well, actually, no, in fairness, let's see. It's between SunYan, isn't it? Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, I could even potentially move like that. That might be quicker, but it's probably just quicker to march via... Sorry, move via rails. I could have them railed up to Qingzhou, perhaps. Might be the best way. Actually, I'll say to SunYan, we have a major... Is it a major road? I think it's a major road. I can't recall, actually, most of the time. So I'm going to set all to follow. Set all to this ops mode for the time being, then. Make sure they're set to follow. Right, there we go. These fellows can be cancelled. Right, combat. I like how that cancels that, that's excellent. Has it cancelled across them all, though? That's a problem. Right, you can remain in position here. You're going to be acting as our garrison. So we'll have you in rest and training. The arm is going to be moving out. It's not going to take that long. Some of them could be packing up in a day or so, which is not too bad. I do have these divisions and additional tank regiments I'm moving in tomorrow, in fact. Let's see. There's not a lot there. Probably lose a unit, but this is it. I'm not going to beat myself up because it's one of these things of like, I made a mistake. Can't take it back. I mean, I could have taken it back, because I could have said, well, could I make some changes to the turn as THG has in the past? But then I don't believe if it's worthwhile. Oh well, said the soul. I'll just beat myself up about it later on, or some shite like that. China's fine. Are you getting closer to removing the threat and taxable resources? Well, this is it. This is where it becomes a real big deal regarding Rangoon. We're getting there. Getting there. We could potentially pick it up, that is true. But I don't know if I need to own the base, in fact. But I can double check and see about that. If we can pick it up, that would be a nice idea. Right, stand them down. Can I? Right, troops. If I select that destination, can I pick them up? Yes, I can't pick them up, unfortunately. That's annoying. Oh, well. Okay. Yeah, the Haste 6KLs due to the float playability. Yeah, that likely would make sense. But I don't know if would it be in an enemy base. We'd have to check that one. Yes. Right, so... covers the majority here. So we have MKB moving this way. Yes, indeed, it's the Panzer Corps 2 music. I did finally manage to get my hands on it, in fact. It took a lot more than you'd imagine. You can't actually get to the soundtrack in the game. Like the actual files. At least I couldn't find them. So I had to get them to give me the soundtrack. Which is really nice of them, in fairness. I did like, sort of argue it as it, well, it's essentially advertising, isn't it? Okay. Right, so I'm going to call it about here for the replay then. Some sucky stuff. Kind of annoying because I would have taken Port Blair in the first attack, I'd imagined. Ah well. How you doing there, Wesley? Good to have you, my friend. I know. But it's one of these things of like, I can't beat myself up anymore. Can't beat myself up anymore. A mistake. One of those, isn't it, really? Had it not been like a series, then I could have said, oh, could I just take the turn back? I forgot to do that, and maybe I could have done that, but... This is it, really. I think it's probably better just to own the mistakes that we make. Oh, well. Oh, well. So we'll call it here, so... thank you for watching there. Thank you very much for that, ladies and gentlemen. I shall see you next time. Goodbye for now. Have a good one. See you in the future.